greetings to everyone. I hope that all of you and your loved ones are safe and sound. My name is Tanisha and I'm a grade 12 student from Arvachan International School. A warm welcome to Mr. Bhushan Gurung, who will be joining us in a conversation today. This event has been so graciously been organized and hosted by EduTV. I would like to thank Mr. Pranav for giving me such a wonderful opportunity again. And most of all, I would like to thank my principal, Mrs. Swapna Nair, who opened numerous gates of opportunities to me, including this one. Thank you, Mr. Pranav and my principal for supporting me in all these endeavors. Today, we've been joined by Mr. Bhushan Guru, who is the head of management at CG Education, Nepal. Mr. Gurung, I'd like to extend my warm welcome to you. How are you, sir?
First of all, thank you very much, and I'm good. I'm good. And how are you, Tanisha?
I'm great, sir. Thank you for asking. Mr. Gurung, you are a prominent educationist, and education in the time of pandemic has changed drastically. So I have a few questions for you. May we proceed?
Please shoot.
Okay. Now that schools are reopening all around the world and offline education, as we call it, is resumed, do you think that the old system of teaching and learning is not compatible with the pace of the new world? And the need of the hour is innovation and implementation of alternative educational systems and strategies. What is your take on the issue?
Tanisha, you have answered half of the question. You have already answered it. That now is the time for innovation. That's very true. Education will no more be like the one that we had before COVID pandemic. There will be a drastic shift from the physical and one-on-one in-house classroom activity, and I think the future lies with the hybrid kind of education that we will be going ahead with in the days to come. Like you said, schools and educational institutions all over the world are slowly reopening, and they're inviting students back to school. But again, we never know about this pandemic. It's very new. This virus is very new to us, and the research is still going on. And we are hearing about third wave, fourth wave, fifth wave, and so on. And in case this kind of waves keep on, if it comes back again, we may have to go back to our online situation. So, like you said, that there will be a lot of innovation, and there will be a hybrid kind of education system or pedagogy that will be in when things are normal. Maybe students will be called back to school, and if uh, COVID again raises its head up and comes up with another surge, we may again have to go back to our online classes or virtual classes.
As you mentioned that we will be resuming with hybrid classes once things are fine, because of course technology can be used at its best. What other than the best use of technology should be incorporated in our education and curriculum so that students can have an overall development in terms of, well, sustainable development, learning about sustainable development or mental health or other such prominent issues that have come to light during this pandemic?
You have really touched the nerve, Tanisha, and in this last 15, 16, 17 months of online, though we are all claiming that virtual classes is a kind of alternative, but again, there are a lot of pieces of this jigsaw puzzle still missing in terms of sustainable development, or we can call it holistic development of our students. You see, virtual classes or online classes, it has its drawbacks. One of the most important aspect or drawback that we saw or we found is because of virtual classes, uh, the the social interaction or the emotional exchange amongst the students as well as amongst the educator and learner, it was sadly missing because of us of the screen on one side, and teachers are on one side of the screen and the students are on the other side. So this aspect was missing and is missing, and will be missed. So I feel that the mental aspect or the emotional aspect and the social aspect, now these three things we need to really work on, think upon it, and come up with a concrete solution. If we have to ensure that online classes uh, replace, or it's a kind it becomes a substitute to the physical classes. Otherwise, if online classes goes as it is going on now, I'm sure it will be incomplete kind of education that we will be imparting.
Thank you, sir. So you mentioned that we need to really work on the social and mental aspect and to develop a better holistic learning. Do you think schools and administrations, I mean, as a head of and handling so many schools in Nepal, do you think that schools and institutions should be taking students' input to improve learning?
Definitely, Tanisha. This is one aspect that we have to really take it up. Earlier it used to be, though we used to call it student centered, but if you have noticed, it's more to do with the teachers centered kind of education that we were imparting. But because of this virtual thing, now it's become very important for us to even understand, what are the needs of our students, and in which way can we go in terms of virtual teaching and learning, so that it's more effective. So students participation, student suggestions, and even students advice is should be taken seriously by all educators, and we should take it up.
Thank you. So that's a really wonderful answer. I hope that all teachers and administrations can listen to this because
No,
that's something they.
Tanisha, I'll add to this. I'm sure I'm interacting not only with you here today, but I've been interacting with many heads all over the world and educators. And we are very aware about this, and I'm sure in your school too. I know, as student, your suggestions are also taken up, and it is, discussed, and then I think you are getting feedback about your suggestions in terms of how virtual teaching should go ahead. So educators are aware, educators know about this drawback, and they are working towards it. But unfortunately, uh, serious online classes, it was completely a new ball game to all of us. Nobody can claim that I have this experience, that experience. We are all 16, 17, 18 months old. That's all. That includes everybody. Okay, we were doing online, but it was kind of supplement, educational activity. But after the pandemic, online became a kind of a serious mainstream, pedagogy system. Therefore, we are all new, we are all learning, and as we are learning, we are adapting, we are innovating, we are trying to change, we are trying to upgrade ourselves. So this is the situation as of now.
This was a very enlightening and insightful discussion. Unfortunately, we've approached our time limit. I want to thank you for gracing us with your presence and your wisdom once again. A special thanks to EduTV for arranging yet another amazing event. I certainly hope to implement all that I've learned today and spread the message too. I hope I can meet you in person, and until then, stay safe and stay smiling. Thank you.
Thank you, Pranavji. Thank you, Tanisha. And remember, Tanisha, awareness,
Yes, sir.
change, learn, unlearn, and
We learn.